If you are a constant giver, you are constantly giving to others, wanting to bless others, and particularly you love Christmas or the holiday season because you can do that on like 100% more than what you normally do, I really think this episode is for you because I challenge you in this episode to give yourself a gift this holiday season, particularly 10 ways you can give yourself the gift of health. Give yourself the gift of self-care. Give yourself the gift of prioritizing yourself and your well-being. All right, so definitely listen into this when I share some simple habits that can kind of get you started that you can practice right now to give yourself the gift of health. But I also challenge you to not just give yourself that through the gift of time or action, but also money. I think where we put our money shows a lot about what we value. And I think some of us women need to put money on ourselves. Right? So listen into this episode, then make sure you tell me which one of these ways you're going to practice, but also make sure you check out the details of the ways that I can support you in giving yourself the gift of health. I mentioned on the episode my 30-day Healthy Habits Jumpstart that's kicking off in January, which enrollment is already filling. So I really want you to be a part of it if that is something you're interested in. I also mentioned how I support women in using essential oils. So those are 2 ways that I can support you in giving yourself the gift of health. All right. So tune on in and please let me know what your takeaways are. All right, enjoy. You're listening to the More Than Your Weight podcast, and I am Brianna Wilkerson, your host. You know, over half my life, I really struggled with my relationship with food, my body, and myself. I was constantly finding my worth in my weight, in what I did, in how I looked, and how other people saw me. And healthy living was just about getting that affirmation. But when I started to see that my worth and my health was so much more than my weight, I found breakthrough. Yes, my body got to a weight that it really thrived at, but more so than that, I loved myself. I took care of myself and I cared for my body in the way that it needed. And I am on a mission to help other women do the same. And so through this podcast, my programs, my group, I really am on a mission to help other women find peace with food, feel confident in their bodies again, and develop healthy habits and a lifestyle that's so much more than about their weight. So I'm so excited to journey with you on this podcast where you'll find solo episodes, guest interviews, and an occasional essential oil episode from time to time. But before you leave, I want you to do a couple things. Make sure you join my Facebook group, More Than Your Weight Women's Community, where you can unpack these episodes, get weekly trainings, monthly challenges, and a lot of support. But also be sure to hit subscribe and rate and review this podcast, because guess what? I want to make sure this podcast pops in your inbox every single week. But then if you are on Instagram, make sure you follow me there because I show a little bit behind the scenes of my business and my own health journey. So I'm so excited that you're here. Can't wait for you to listen to this new episode. But also, again, just know that you are so much more than your weight. Your health and your worth is so much more than your weight. All right, enjoy the episode, and I hope to talk to you soon. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It is Bree here, your host, and I am excited to bring to you today a special Christmas/holiday podcast all about giving yourself a gift, a couple gifts this holiday season, particularly 10 ways to give yourself the gift of health this Christmas. Christmas is on a Saturday at the time of this release, and I was just thinking through, okay, what can I share with you? What can I share with you to really inspire you to not just focus on everyone else, but also just, give yourself a little gift. I think as women, we can be great gift givers if that's your love language, or we're just concerned about other people. And I just think it's okay, one, to ask for something that we want from someone else, and two, to actually give a gift for ourselves. Okay. And so let's just normalize that. But obviously I care about you and your health. And so I really want to just share with you 10 simple ways that you can give yourself the gift of health this Christmas. And some of these ways are really kind of habits. About 7 or 8 of them are habits that cover different areas of healthy habits that I often cover with clients, but also will be covering in my upcoming Healthy Habits Jumpstart program that kicks off in January and is open for registration right now. So I wanted to share a little sneak peek on the habits that you can do, not just in the new year, but these habits you can do during this holiday season. All right. but then also just some specific ways, a couple challenges to really actually put your money where your mouth is, like to actually invest your money in your health. I think it's very, what we do with our money shows a lot about what we value. And so if you really value your health in a certain way, I think it is very important, whether it's $1 or whether it's $1,000, to really invest in your health. All right, so let's get started. So the first step to really give yourself the gift of health this Christmas is to drink water. All right, you're going to be exposed to a lot of different foods. You're going to be on the go. There's going to be a lot of different things you're doing, and it's very common to get dehydrated in busy seasons. But the issue is that our bodies are mostly water. I think you know this, right? And we know that we need water for a variety of different things. So I kind of wanted to just share a little bit of benefits with you of water. So it keeps our skin plump and elastic, or the benefits of hydration, I should say. It helps regulate body temperature, ensures our kidneys filter out waste. It's vital for our brain to function and transmit neurons or signals. It moistens your eyes. Blood flows easier when you're more hydrated, and it aids in digestion. And you can kind of tell if you've had enough water, if your urine is pale or not, right? And so there's so many great benefits, but there's also consequences, right? If you're dehydrated, we have lightheadedness and thirst. In extreme cases, potential brain damage and death. Decreased attention and memory. Your brain can actually shrink. You could have dry eyes and slow tear production, low blood pressure, constipation, and so forth. So really, it's very important to drink water. And I'm not going to tell you how much water you need to drink. That is something that depends on a variety of different factors. But I just think during this holiday season, make it easier for yourself and drink water. Whether that's always having a bottle on hand that you take, whether that's first asking for water when you're at a party or when you're going out, just drink that water. All right. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 has to do with exercise, and that's movement. Move 10 minutes daily. Now, you might not be able to get your normal fitness routine in, but you can move, whether that's you're shopping, so you're walking for 10 minutes, whether that's you're doing a dance party with your kids or your loved ones, whether that's you're outside playing, whether that's you're intentionally doing a workout, whatever it is, just aim for 10 minutes a day. Stretching even, right? Pilates, just to move your body. Your body will thank you for it. Because guess what? There are so many even benefits to fitness. And you guys know some of those benefits. I don't need to tell you all of them. But I will share a few with you here. And I'd encourage you for all of these benefits, even that I mentioned, for you to kind of say which one of these can be my motivating factor, which one of these can be my why to do this holiday season. Well, where are my notes? I had my notes up here and now they feel like they're gone away. Goodness gracious. Give me a moment over here. Let's see. All right. Okay, I think it's this PowerPoint here. Okay, so here are some benefits of exercise, right? So it reduces infection. It can prevent heart attacks. It can ease asthma. It can control blood sugar. It can combat stress, prolong life, relieve hot flashes, and honestly, just in the end, make you move better, look better, feel better, and age better. Summary of all that, right? And who doesn't want all of that, right? So just make it small and easy for yourself and move 10 minutes daily. All right, and then next one has to do with kind of stress management. It actually has to do a lot with processing things in life, but breath work. Do breath work for 5 minutes. There are tons of different breathing exercises you can do. You probably know some. I love to do the box 4 breath, where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4 counts. And you can do this like 4 different times, and obviously your breath will become like longer as you get more strong, I guess, in breath, in what you can actually hold and what you can exhale. But doing some breath work will just center you when you're feeling woozy, overwhelmed, had a chaotic day. But actually, when you have a lot of emotions and mindset things going on, maybe you're seeing holiday family, haven't seen them in a while, and there's just either stress or there's sadness involved, all these different things. Doing some breath work can really help you with stress management. Okay. Number 4 is take a nap or 2. Now, if you have time off during this holiday season, I know not everyone does, take a nap. So I do think it's important to go to bed, maybe the normal time, get your rest at night. But naps do wonders. And sometimes it's actually even just more so for you to realize it's okay to rest when you need it. And so whether it's a 10, 20-minute nap, just take a nap, allow your body to rest and restore. And so I know I'm doing that this holiday season. My husband and I both have a week off. And we're going to take turns napping, and the other person's going to watch the kid, because we just know that this is the time that we can do that. We need to get that restoration. Also, she's going through a sleep regression right now, so we need that extra nap. All right. And then number 5 is have that daily fiber and take digestive enzymes. So I'm a huge advocate of taking the right supplements to support our nutrition and our health, our healthy habits, our digestion. And I love digestive enzymes because our body creates those, but sometimes we don't, not creates those. It does have those in there, but also a lot of fruits and vegetables give us those enzymes. But maybe because you're not necessarily eating a lot of fruit and vegetables in this season, or because maybe, the fruit or vegetables isn't at its like peak nutritional capacity that you have all that, you just need some extra support, because what enzymes do is they break down food in your body so your body can actually use what it needs and get rid of what it doesn't. And so having that extra digestive enzyme is really going to support you, especially as you maybe eat foods, again, that don't have as much of that, right? And then daily fiber. Fiber helps bind to things that you don't need and move things away that you do need, right? So taking that fiber, whether it is a supplement or whether, I really think the best way to get fiber and enzyme is trying to prioritize whole food, fruits and veggies. So whether that's you have that at an extra meal, but getting that extra support could also be important right now, as again, you're not normally eating a lot of foods that you normally do. All right, so step one was drink water. Way number 2 was move 10 minutes daily. 3 is breath work for 5 minutes. 4 is take a nap or 2. 5 is take digestive enzymes and daily fiber. And 6 is, this has to do with toxic load. So we are exposed to a lot of synthetic toxins in our everyday products, particularly cleaning, hair, and skincare products. And so just really replacing one that you need to replace. And so maybe you finish it, but maybe there's a particular like cleaning solution that you use that may actually say it's natural. I would do some research on the EWG.org, Environmental Working Group, to see if it passes that. It might have some of what we call the dirty dozen of synthetic chemicals or cosmetic chemicals. But work to replace it by buying another one. There's a lot of great options out there these days. You can make a lot of your own. I personally use essential oils to make a lot of my own, or buy from my essential oil company, because they have just great ones that I trust, have done research, and do a lot of great work in not just cleaning or disinfecting, but also boosting your health in the meantime. All right. So even when you're giving gifts, like I actually hardly ever give perfume anymore. And it's not that I don't think perfume's great. I just can't actually take perfume because of how the chemicals mess with my senses and all that right now. And I would most often will give like an essential oil based perfume, because I believe in their power to be safe, effective, affordable, still smell great, but also work on that person's health, woman's health, really. So, all this to say, like maybe you're replacing one of the products that you use in your home, but also maybe you give yourself a gift of a natural product. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. Next, I think this is 7, right? This goes to mindset, but repeat to yourself daily, it's okay to enjoy the holidays. I think this has to do with the fact that we're slowing down, or maybe it's busy for you. But for me, as someone who is driven, is ambitious, sometimes it's hard to take a break, or sometimes it's hard to take that nap, or just allow yourself to be present and enjoy. I'm a big planner, right? So I'm also going to be planning for 2022 during my break. But I think what I'm really going to challenge myself is saying this: it's okay to enjoy the holidays. It's okay to be present. It's okay to, enjoy not just time off, but also the food. I think this is a huge thing when it comes to food freedom. You guys know I'm all about that. I do a lot of work with clients around that. But I just think many of us either eat these foods around the holidays and feel tons of guilt, and that's why we make a lot of New Year resolutions, or we don't allow ourselves to enjoy those foods. And I just want you to start telling yourself it's okay to enjoy the holidays. It's okay to enjoy the holidays, all right? So that has to do with mindset. And then number 8 has to do with primary food, right? And I talk about this a lot. I'm a life coach as well as a health coach, but really supporting women and seeing that there are other areas of your life that primarily nourish you and need to be paid attention to. And I think relationships is one of them. And so if you are around more family or friends, or you just have intentional time with people, enjoy it. Those moments are very, they're not always going to be there. And when we often look back on traditions or memories, they often involve people. So be okay with setting a new memory, a new tradition, and enjoy those around you. All right. And now number 9 has to do with actually money. And I think you need to buy something you want. Buy yourself something you want. And it's interesting. My husband the other day was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I just was like, I actually don't know. And I think because we were like, he even mentioned like, okay, what's not something you would normally buy for yourself? Because there are actually things, trust me, I actually buy things for myself, particularly things around personal growth, development, my business, all that stuff I love too. But like, what's something that I want that I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't spend money on that. And I'm still thinking about it actually, but a couple ideas did pop up. And, I just think in one way is to let him know that, but also why can't I buy that for myself? Does it feel too luxurious? Does it feel like whatever, So just trying to get into the space that it's okay to spend money on yourself. Oh my goodness. You need to say that affirmation. It's okay to spend money on yourself. I'm not saying go broke after it or like forget your responsibilities or your bills or anything, but it's okay to buy yourself a gift. All right. And so buy yourself something you want. It could be something like related to your health for the new year, or for currently, it could be just shoes you've been wanting. It could be a new pair of sunglasses. It could be a course you've been wanting, whatever it is, buy yourself something you want. And this is a gift to you, and it's a gift to your health because you're starting to train your brain that it's normal to invest in yourself. All right. And that goes to number 10. Don't worry, I'll do a summary of all these. But number 10 is invest in yourself and your health goals for the new year. And in my most recent series I did, the Plan Your Healthy Year series, the first thing I talked about was like reflection and all that. But I went off on a tangent, and I'm so glad I did. And I said, we need to normalize that it's okay to invest in ourselves and our health. We need to realize that sometimes that takes more money than we think it does. We think it's worth. But listen, you have one body, you have one life, you have one health. And so many of us have a reactive view to health. Like when something's wrong, we start to take care of ourselves. But what if we were more proactive? What if we prioritized all these habits I'm talking about? But what if we prioritize getting the support we need now? And as you guys know, I'm doing my Healthy Habits 30-day Jumpstart, which I'm so excited about. It's coming up. And I reached out to someone who I just thought would be a great fit. And she's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a gift to myself this Christmas. And I loved that. And she actually inspired this podcast because I was just like, yes, like give yourself the gift of health. Like give yourself something I know you've been wanting. We've talked before, you've been wanting to invest in your health and in a program I know she runs some businesses. She has a new baby and she gave herself that gift. She's enrolled. She's a part of the program. And I just wonder for you if again, it doesn't have to be my stuff. I would love for you to support you in the new year and your health, but what is it for you? What is it that you know or have been wanting or have been eyeing to invest in your health in the new year? And why don't you give yourself that gift now? Why are you waiting? I just think we do spend tons of money on gifts, whether you save up, but we justify it because we're giving, we're serving others. Now, can you justify giving yourself this gift? A lot of the other habits I said, 1 to 8, those 10 ways didn't actually have to do a lot with money. It had to do with habits and action. But I think one of the greatest habits you can teach yourself around your health is to invest money, because money's an exchange of energy or value. So when you give to or purchase something, you say, I value this and it's going to give me something in return. And I do have 2 primary avenues that I support women in their health. And one is coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. I do group programs. And obviously you guys know that I I have this podcast, Facebook group challenges, and a lot of that's free. But I think many of you need to take a step beyond that and to invest in your health through some sort of program. And I would love to support you in that in my 30-day Healthy Habits Jumpstart, which I'll talk about in a bit. But the next way is essential oils. I do both. I do coaching and oils because I think they go so hand in hand. As through coaching, we're able to change our mindset, to change our habits, to get some tools and resources. But essential oils are a great additional tool and supplement to support those habits. And that's actually why for my 30-day Healthy Habits Jumpstart, I'm actually kind of incorporating both. It's primarily focused on helping you work on your mindset and habits, but there are bonus trainings just showing you how to use, I think it's at least 9 or 10, and there's so many oils and products, but how to incorporate them to support those habits. And I recently did a webinar on this that I'll link in here so you can access the replay, called Creating Healthy Habits with Essential Oils for the New Year. And I talked about those 9 products. So you'll get an overall view of them. And then each week of the 30-day program, I'll just guide you in how to particularly use those to support those in those areas. And so maybe for you, it's investing in a program or service. Maybe it's buying a product. And again, I have 2 of those options, the Healthy Habits Jumpstart and then essential oils. But I really want to hear from you. If you're listening to this, let me know on social or email which one of these 10 ways you're going to try to do. Some of them are you don't need money, but some of them you do. But I really want to ask you, what are you going to do? How are you going to invest in your health and health goals for the new year? Not just with time, but with money and your resources. Because again, what we spend our money on has a lot. We're telling ourselves what's valuable and what's not. And so let me know your takeaways from this episode, which one of these you're going to try, and what's one way you're going to invest in your health in the new year. And then, yes, I would love to support you in that investment through particularly my Healthy Habits Jumpstart. This is a program I kicked off and kind of launched at the very beginning of my business, and it was so well received. But I moved more into offering a couple different group programs and one-on-one coaching. But I really felt it on my heart beginning of this month. I was kind of toying about, should I bring this back? And I just was like, I need to bring it back. And it is the most affordable program I offer right now and it's at an early bird price with a lot of bonuses, because I wanted to give women that high level of coaching support at an affordable rate to really help you lay some solid foundational habits in the beginning of the year, in a time where we're actually inundated with tons of different advice and programs that, if not careful, will give you results for 30, 60, 90 days, but will be hard to sustain. And my program is going to be simple, and it's going to be filled with, yes, coaching. There's a coaching call each week. There's a private group where you can be supported and get community. There's weekly trainings, worksheets, and resources, toolkits, and tons of other different tools to support you. But most of all, it's a space for you to really get clear on what habits will support you uniquely in going after your goals in the new year, so that when the 30 days is done, you might still need a coach. I mean, I've had coaches for years in different areas. Yeah, I would love to support you beyond that, but that you'll still be able to have a good foundation so that you can continue to achieve those goals that you have and have your healthiest year yet. And so if you are interested in that program, I have the details below. And I encourage you to either book a call if you're just wanting to get clear whether it's a great fit for you, or 2, message me or email me, and we can go back and forth through your questions then. And I could send you the link to register. If you're like, I read it through, I just want to register, I think it's for me, I can send you the link to do that, because spots are limited. I wanted to make it a very quaint group. And so everyone could have space to be seen, heard, and supported. And spots are already filling up. So if you really are interested, I definitely encourage you to reach out to me and get your spot. And there is an early bird bonus when you register by January 14th. You will get 25% off, but also you'll get a one-on-one call with me. Since this is more of a group coaching program, you don't have one-on-one calls, but you will get a bonus one-on-one call with me that you can use before the program starts or during to get some extra support. All right. So go check out the Healthy Habits Jumpstart link and look at all the details and reach out if you are interested or have questions. And then, of course, if you are interested in essential oils, I'll be doing a lot more with that in the new year to really support people who are interested, but also tons of support for those who are my current customers. Please book an oils consult below. I'll also link that webinar about healthy habits below so you can really just learn a little bit. But also, again, the best way to get your questions answered and get support is talking. Like I love teaching. I love podcasts. I love speaking. I love writing. Working on a book right now. Hopefully it will come out beginning of spring next year. But where the sauce is for me and where you're really going to get the most support is through talking with me. I'm a coach. I'm not just going to talk at you. I like listening to you and then asking good questions. And so book a clarity call if you're interested in the coaching program. Book an oils consultation if you're interested in oils. And if you're interested in both, just book one and we could talk about both. So just get support. Okay. And I am here to support you in the next podcast episode. That's the official 200. I have just some exciting news to share and plans for the podcast in 2022, kind of some upcoming dreams that I have. I just wanted to let you in on so you kind of know what's ways that you can be supported, whether it's through podcasts or programs in the new year. And so definitely stay tuned to that one next week. But for now, check out all the details for the oils in the two programs, the program I mentioned, and then just, let me know which one of these ways you're going to practice. So I wish you the merriest of merriest this Christmas. If you celebrate that, just wish you the best holiday season. I wish you a healthy one, a happy one, a merry one. And it is an honor. It's an absolute honor to be in your ears, however often you listen. And just know that I don't take this lightly. I really do think about what I'm going to say, who I'm going to interview, and all of that to cultivate really good content for you. So if you have been blessed by this podcast as well, please rate and review it. The more I read those, but also the more reviews you get, the more people can see the podcast, the more it will pop up with others and can bless other women. All right. I will talk to you all later and I'll see you on the next episode. Friend, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And my hope is that you're leaving just going to give yourself all 10 of these gifts this holiday season, but really are encouraged and challenged to really prioritize yourself and give yourself the gift of this holiday, of health this holiday season, whether that is you're going to, do a certain habit by giving yourself more time to do something, whether that you're going to buy a gift for yourself, or whether that's you're going to invest in the Healthy Habits Jumpstart or essential oils to really be supported in the new year, right? Or even right now, get that support. So I really encourage you to please let me know, whether in my Facebook group or on Instagram or email, what's one way that you want to give yourself the gift of health this season, all right, and this Christmas. All right, enjoy the episode and I'll see you in the next one. That's a wrap. That's another episode of the More Than Your Weight podcast. I hope you're leaving encouraged and inspired and empowered to go out there and know that your health and your worth is so much more than your weight. So before you go, again, do a couple things. Make sure you join my Facebook group, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community, where there are daily posts, weekly trainings, and just a lot of support to unpack these episodes, as well as get support in your More Than Your Weight journey. Make sure you also follow me on Instagram, where I show my behind the scenes of my own health, but also just how I care for others along the way. And then make sure you subscribe and rate and review this podcast, because more women will see that, but also you'll get new episodes every single week. All right. I'll see you on the next episode and can't wait to support you more.